Hi, alrighty. Thank you very much, Madison. All right, thanks. Okay, so this is not the norm for me. I usually don't post videos. I have videos that I've done in my car because I'm just talking to God kind of videos, and I don't want to lose what He's saying to me in the moment. So I do have some of those, but this is out of the norm for me, so bear with me. I just felt like the Lord really put it on my heart to share this with you. Basically, it's my police experience that I had with the police back in January 6, 2016, especially with all this stuff going on. It's just crazy and insane. But my personal experience with the police on January 6 of 2016, here's my original citation that I got. Driving on the road, I don't know, going to Target or whatever, me and Madison, and I see the little lights in the back of my car. Cop pulls me over. Mind you, I have no idea why he's pulling me over because I wasn't speeding. I stopped at the stoplight. I didn't do anything wrong, in my opinion, or that I was aware of. I had done nothing wrong. So when he pulled me over, I'm kind of bewildered, and he's like, okay, so I pulled you over because you didn't have your lights on and in this weather. And it was not, mind you, it wasn't raining hard, but it was barely drizzling to where you didn't have to really use your wipers consistently. Maybe once every whatever, you might have to use them if you want to see. But it wasn't crazy or whatever. So I said, oh, and I remember kind of saying to myself, oh, I thought I had my lights on, because I thought, you know how you just keep your lights on, like as soon as you get in the car, your lights are already on or whatever. So I thought that was the case, but obviously they were not. Anyway, he gets my license, goes in the car, his car, and he comes, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, Lord, please, the devil is a lie. I cannot get a ticket. The devil is a lie. I'm not going to get a ticket. I cannot afford no ticket. I don't want no ticket. I don't even know what I did wrong. It's about some dumb thing about lights, in my opinion. So he comes back and he's like, okay, ma'am, I'm just going to give you a warning. And I said, okay, sir, thank you. He's like, just keep in mind, you know, in the future you need to have your lights on. I'm like, okay, thank you, Jesus. Anyway, so he just gave me a warning. And then after that, we get ready to drive off, and then Madison kind of looks at me. She's like, ooh, Mama was scared? And I was like, no, I wasn't scared. And then I remember just thinking, well, I don't know why she said that, so obviously she saw maybe fear on my face. I didn't think I was scared. My fear, if anything, was number one, I respect authority. I respect authority, especially authority that could take away my freedom. And so, if anything, I had a respect. I had a reverence, I guess you could say, for authority. And I don't have run-ins with the cops all the time, so it's intimidating. It's intimidating. That's the word. It's intimidating. So I started thinking about it and what was making me fearful about it, or what intimidated, or whatever. If there was fear, there might have been some. It was the fact that this officer, this law enforcement, has total control over my fate. He has the total authority to give me a ticket or not give me a ticket, and there's nothing I could do about it, per se. So thinking a little bit further, I'm thinking, okay, let's say he did give me a ticket and I went to the judge and I'm trying to fight this ticket, because I honestly, in my opinion, I just don't think, if he did give me a ticket, I don't think it would have been justified, because he could have given me a warning, which he did, but for the sake of my story. Going to the judge, trying to argue my case to the judge, I didn't know that, you know, I had to have my lights on, I wasn't speeding, I do everything right. I'm a good person, Judge, you know, you can look at my record, I don't get in trouble with the law, I'm squeaky clean, yada, 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 whatever the case might be. And the judge can look at me and say, ma'am, I do see her in section 2564875 that 33. I'm getting sidetracked again, but you don't have to cut it. Anyway, so that driving without your lights on in the rain is a traffic violation. He could say that to me, and I would get mad and scream and cry or whatever, because I just like, come on, just give me a break. I'm a good person. Give me a break. And mind you, let me piggyback a little bit. I kind of went and I was thinking about this. This is recently. I was like, you know what, let me just see if that cop was messing with me. Let me just see if he was messing with me. So I got out this little California driving book, and this driving book is basically everything you need to know to drive safely on the road. So I went to the driving book and I found out it's on page 51 and 52, but on page 52, which really stuck out to me, it says, use your headlights when it is cloudy, raining, snowy, or foggy. It's the law. It says it right here in this book, guys. Right here in black and white. It is the law. So that cop that pulled me over was totally justified in pulling me over because I didn't have my lights on. in this type of weather, according to the book. According to the book, it's in the book, it's in black and white. So, with that being said, me going to the judge, trying to argue my case about this ticket that I got that I feel like I shouldn't have got, he can justifiably say, ma'am, it's in the book. You know, it's in section yada, yada, yada. It's in the book. And he can say, pay the ticket, have a nice day. Next, he can say that to me. There's no negotiating. You know, I can't negotiate with this guy. So he's the judge and he has every right to do what he wants. It started making me think spiritually. I kind of went, you know what, Lord? When I thought of that analogy in my head, when I was playing all these things in my head, I thought about Judgment Day. And I thought about, you know what, Lord? There's going to be so many people that are going to be standing before you, and they're going to get their judgment. And the ones that don't know you, you're going to say, you know, away with me, I never knew you. And that was like a very eye-opening thought, even for me as a believer, because how I felt when the police officer pulled me over, and that kind of fear or reverence or whatever it is that I had, it was an eye-opener for me, because I'm like, because it was in the book, it's the law. You broke the law, there's a penalty for breaking the law. God has his laws in his book. If we don't follow it, there's penalties, and we can't negotiate with God on that final day. When it's that final day of judgment, there is no negotiation. That was like the final thought that kept pounding in my head, that I really felt like the Lord's really wanting me to share, is that, you guys, seriously, there's no negotiation at that time. When you are standing before God and you have to give an account for your life, you can't say everybody else was doing it. I didn't know. You can't say, because I just didn't believe you, Lord. But you're going to believe him when you're standing in front of him. That's probably as real as he may get to you, but it's going to be too late. You can come up with all these different excuses. I mean, like, I felt if you would have given me a ticket, I would have been mad. I wouldn't have really cared that there was a law per se, because I'm thinking it wasn't that bad. I wasn't driving drunk. I wasn't cutting people off. It wasn't that bad. I just didn't have my lights on. I wasn't even speeding. So I would have felt that he was wrong to give me the ticket, even though it's in the book. Even though it's in this book, God's laws. And I hate to really say laws all the time, because people get, oh, that's why I don't want to become a Christian, because of the laws. But it's way deeper than that. That's a whole nother message. And hopefully God will allow me to release that. Because it's when you know why it's here, why God doesn't want us to do the things that we do, maybe you'll get it. And it's not for us not to have fun, and it's to keep us safe and for our own good, because he sees the future, we don't. Anyway, long story short, that was the thing I wanted to share about my police experience, because I mean, everything to me, everything in the natural can bring a spiritual truth, just through simple observations and revelations. And I just wanted to share that. Hopefully just kind of shed some light on the fact that get right with God now. Don't wait, because this cop gave me a warning in the natural. He gave me a warning, bless his heart. God has given us warnings, kind of how I was thinking about it. God has given us warnings from the time we were born until your breath right now. You're getting constant warnings. Along with that, you're getting grace and mercy. It's God's will that none should perish. He doesn't want anyone going to the other place. So get right with him now, because, you know, like, you know, today, whatever today's day, whatever this video is going to go up, I don't know. But you heard today, get right with God, because you can't negotiate when that time comes. Tomorrow you may have grace, and he may wake, you know, you may wake up tomorrow. So and if you didn't accept God on Tuesday, let's say today's Monday, you heard this video on Monday, it's Tuesday, that's another day you're alive. It's another day that you can either accept God or reject him, but at some point you won't get a warning. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if I drive again and it's raining, like the same cop pulls me over, I don't expect a warning, because I know better. I know better now. So for me to argue with it would be ridiculous. I know better. And plus, I happened to pick up the book, and it's in the book. So again, just a simple message that, you know, just you won't be able to negotiate with God on that final day of judgment. That will come to every single human being. You can negotiate with God. You can't. And he is giving us ample time to get right with him. You just need to get quiet, set some time aside, seek your heart, seek him, whatever you need to do, and just get right with him. Just get in right standing with him. Stop rejecting him. So, like I said, I can get off into a whole other message, but I don't want to do that right now. So anyway, I hope this helps. I hope it's clear. I hope it wasn't too much babble. But I'm trying to make it quick. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening, however long it is. God really does love you, and I know that's cliche, but he really does love us. Look up love in the dictionary. God is love. All right, peace. All right, sissy, cut. I know that's not professional, but...
A lot of people think that when you die, you're forever asleep. But in reality, you enter in eternity. And just because you don't believe there's a heaven or hell, it doesn't change the truth and the fact that it's real. It's really sad to me that some people will die before they believe. And when they die and see God face to face, it's too late and they enter in eternal flames. All because they chose simply not to believe. Denying Christ means flames for eternity. So I got a question for you. Heaven or hell, which one will you choose?